Hi guys, Tom Bell here from Revenue Tactics, your go-to affiliate marketing channel. I've just got back from ClickBank headquarters in Boise, Idaho. I was doing some filming out there for their podcast and also for my side. All of that will be hitting the channel very soon. But whilst I was out there, I decided to catch up with one of my private coaching clients from my education academy. He's been having some massive success with ClickBank offers in native advertising over the last few weeks. So I wanted to bring him to the channel so he could share his experience and hopefully inspire you guys to go to that next level in your business as well. His name is Lee. He's originally from the UK, and right now he's generating between $1,000 and $3,000 a day with just one ClickBank offer in the health space using native ads as his traffic source, which is what a lot of my private coaching students are getting best results with right now. So let's get into it. I hope you enjoyed the video, guys, and please like and subscribe if you want to see more of my coaching clients sharing their stories on the channel just like this. I'll see you after the interview. All right, Lee, how are you doing?
Not too bad. Hot today. It's a hot one, but I'm okay.
Yeah, well, it's pretty hot over here as well. I'm in the ClickBank studio, so I suppose I should be saying welcome to ClickBank, and I'm looking forward to
Nice.
chatting about all the success you've been having. I know you've been hitting sort of that 1 to 3K day a mark now for a
Mm.
sustained period of time, so really appreciate you coming on and talking to my viewers about that. So I think to start with, I'd just love to hear a bit more. Maybe you could tell people a bit more about your background, because you're in media buying to start with, weren't you, as an agency? And then more recently, you've
Yeah.
affiliate marketing, haven't you?
Yeah. So back in about 2010, that's when I started by media professionally.
Yeah.
So I joined a company and they were an agency and I was there for 9 years in the end. So I joined as a junior media buyer and made my way up all the
Wow.
ranks until I was eventually the CMO of that company. And we did everything from like downloads, extensions
Yeah.
to about 12 e-com stores back in 2014, which was Finland. Um, And then in 2020, I decided to leave and do my own thing. So I started my own agency just as the pandemic started,
Right.
which was interesting. But up from that point onwards until now, I've been working with clients and been going very well. But I haven't had like a lot of time to focus on my personal stuff. I've been really dedicated to what the clients need.
Yeah.
But I have tested a few things out. Like I said, did e-com again. I did a couple of stores. It generated a lot of revenue, but it wasn't really profitable. So, and there was
Mm.
too many moving parts for this. So I decided to put that on the bench. And I always seem to like go back to ClickBank
Okay.
because my first ever affiliate sale before 2010 was with ClickBank. And at that time, I didn't really have any funds to do any ads or anything like that. It was really just like a test I did with like auto blogs. And
Yeah.
I managed to get a couple of sales for a product. But they kind of fizzled out. Like I said, I couldn't really buy any media, so I didn't know how to buy it back then either.
Mm.
So when I joined this company, I was just focused on that. So again, I didn't really have any time for it. But lately, I really want to try and I always tend to go back to ClickBank
Yeah.
because I know there's money to be made there, and I just need to try and crack it. So this is why searching for ways to do it and different traffic sources. This is where I came across your channel,
Yeah.
and the match just seemed perfect. Like I was really looking for like a mentorship. I didn't want to pay for like another course. Oh, I did. Although I did go through your course and it was very good.
Yeah.
I wanted the extra like one-on-one. I really needed to like just invest in that to get it right this time. And the whole native ads, ClickBank was something I never really tried before.
Mm.
So that's why I thought it was a good match. I keep seeing ClickBank ads all over native ad platforms, so I think it
Yeah.
must be working. And obviously you've told me and you've showed me that it is working a lot, and it's been proof the last few weeks since I started working with you. I didn't expect it to go as well. Revenue
Okay.
wise, it's generating a lot of revenue. Yeah, I
Yeah.
need to fine tune it to get the profit and the margin on point, but yeah, it's generating quite a lot. So I'm very happy with that, and that's only with like one or two products as well. So. Very interesting stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think you had pretty good expectations going in. You didn't necessarily expect that
Mm,
very first version of that offer that you put
no.
to start with would be the winner. You've done a really good job of testing different angles, and obviously we've gone through all those split testing strategies specific to native.
Mm,
Obviously, more recently discussing scaling, and taking you from that few $100s a day mark to a few $1,000 a day mark, which you're at now. And there's obviously a process
yeah.
to that as well. But I remember when we very
Mm,
first had a conversation, because I remember you sent me an email where you're almost a bit unsure about native because of there's no search intent there, is there, in a way there would be with something like Google, which is more of a shopping based experience. So I think as
yeah.
soon as I sort of encourage you to think a bit more broadly about it, and there's lots of different types of users on these websites where you're buying traffic, and you create an ad that basically calls out to a very specific type of user. It's just the same,
Mm,
isn't it? The traffic comes in just as cheap, or if not cheaper.
Yeah.
And the conversion rates are definitely comparable to something like Facebook, which is a bit more algorithm driven.
Yeah, and that's what surprised me because like, over the years, over the last 15 years, I've bought a lot of media
Yeah,
on Google, PPC, display traffic, pop traffic as well, which I know you've
Mhm.
done in the past too,
Me too.
and a lot on Facebook. But really, native ads, it was only because of the what I used to work on in the past. It wasn't really a match for native ads, so I never got my hands on it. But yeah, I was surprised because native ads obviously doesn't have the targeting capabilities that other networks have, like Google
Absolutely.
or Meta, those kind of
Yeah,
ones. It's a lot more broader. So I was like,
yeah,
how are we gonna match this offer to the right people? But when you find out that certain traffic sources have certain demographics,
yeah.
it really does make sense. Like it makes sense.
Absolutely.
And you're paying per cost per click as well. You're not paying CPM like on Facebook where you can blow through a lot of the budget very quickly.
Yeah,
Um, on native, if they're clicking on it, at least they're half interested in the offer. So
yeah.
mm.
And why would you say you decided to explore native over something like Facebook or YouTube?
So YouTube, in the past when I run stuff on YouTube for clients, it was very expensive. It's like LinkedIn. It can be very expensive at least. I think
Yeah,
LinkedIn is probably the most expensive one out there, CPM wise. But yeah, just the products weren't really a match in the past for it. And ClickBank, I never thought you'd be able to kind of go on Google with it because they're quite strict on the policies.
yeah.
And I know Facebook, I've had ad accounts shut down a lot over the years, as you
Christ.
can
Yeah,
imagine. Like, yeah,
pretty
it
common.
happens, right? Yeah, so that was always an issue. I was always kind of worried that they might shut down the account and start from scratch again. The same thing can happen with Bing ads as well. I've had accounts shut down because of that. So I'm being very careful with that. Um, so the way I'm being careful with it nowadays is using like AI and ChatGPT to make sure the ad copy is and the landing page copy is within the policies, which is a really good way of doing it.
Yeah,
And yeah, native ads is just I saw that there's compliance wise there seems to be a lot more allowed on native networks
yeah,
than there are elsewhere. So I think I assume that the conversion will probably be better
yeah,
due to that as well. Yeah, that's why
yeah.
really.
Definitely. And it's welcome relief to people that are coming from places like Google and places like Facebook to find these businesses
Mm,
actually want your business as an affiliate and they're actually willing to work with you and help you. So
yeah,
traffic sources like Rev Content, Newsbreak, Pasendo, all of those more alternative networks that not a lot of people have really thought to work with because they're very focused on like a Taboola or Outbrain, which are really
yeah.
supportive of affiliates and give you a really good environment to work with. So I think that's
Yeah, that's
helped
been a surprise as
scale.
well. That's yeah, they are very supportive and obviously they know you very well as well. You have a good reputation with
Yeah,
them,
well, I try my
and
best.
and
I've done the thing on
the best thing
PC.
about
You
it,
know, that's all we can ask.
yeah, exactly. That's the most important thing. 'Cause I've in the past bought courses or follow people that haven't actually done it, and in this
Yeah,
case, you have done it, and you've proved that as well. So that's great. And
yeah,
these networks, what I like about these is they're not going to like insta ban your account. Like they're going to talk with you, or they're going to reject your ad and think, okay,
yeah,
they've rejected an ad, so you do another ad and try to get by. Like Facebook, sometimes they will just shut your account on the first ad that you create, and it's like it all goes down the drain. So that's what I like about native for sure.
100%, 100%. I mean, a lot of people think I'm very anti Facebook Google. I mean, I'm not. It can be an opportunity. Like if you're prepared to work with the ad account shutdowns and you use an
Yeah,
agency approach to rent accounts, like cool. But for most affiliates, that's
it's a
just
hassle.
particularly realistic, is it?
No, I mean, I'm running some stuff on Facebook now. And I've been lucky that
Yeah,
it has had some rejections on ads, but they're not because I'm using wording that is kind of within the policies and that it's not so bad. I
yeah.
mean, if you were to take what you would do on native and put it on Facebook,
Mm.
that aggressively, I think you would get shut down straight away. Yeah.
Yeah, it can do. And I think it's important to talk about as well. Obviously, your native campaign that you're running, we've obviously discussed maybe scaling slightly on Facebook with that as well, haven't we? Just as an alternative
Yeah.
way to scale. As long as what we're running is compliant, it might be a great place to start with native because obviously it is a bit more sustainable, but there's nothing to stop you
Yeah.
actually scaling horizontally and going to those other traffic sources later, is there?
Yeah, I'm at a point where now where there's a couple of others that I have that I'm not sure if we're capping out on the traffic sources, but I
No.
would like to scale up horizontally by taking that same offer and doing it on, 4 or 5 different native
Yeah.
networks, also on places like Bing. If I can get it
Yeah.
on Google Search, that would be great. And then, like you said, on Facebook, those kind of ones. And so far, I've had quite a few sales come through on Facebook as well. But I'm really focused more on native right now and just
Yeah.
testing out like the winners on Facebook.
Definitely. And it's got 10K a day of spend easy, within a single campaign. I wouldn't necessarily
Yeah.
expect that for something like a survival home, something that's a little bit more niche, one of those types of offers, obviously,
Mm.
because the audience isn't as large. It's not really going to be
Yeah.
possible. The highest I ever got some of those two was about 6 to 8K a day. Some of those energy offers on ClickBank. But if that was a
Mm.
weight loss offer, the equivalent would be like 30, 40K a day, perhaps. So
Yeah, 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 for
it's
sure.
always
It's very
relative.
niche, like you said.
Yeah, definitely. It's always relative depending on the niche. I think with what we're
Mm.
doing, because it's a slightly smaller market, isn't it? It isn't a weight loss product, obviously. So I'm a bit more frugal when it comes to increasing your budgets. I know we had a call a few weeks
Yeah.
ago and you were saying, how can I take it to like 5, 10K a day? I really want to spend more, but I almost wanted to rein you back
Mm.
and just make sure that the ROI was there every time we stepped it up to scale as well. I think that's important with those smaller markets.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, as soon as it's like hitting the CPA that we kind of want, then yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
increasing budget makes more sense than increasing it when the margin's still a little bit too small.
Yeah. Definitely. So, on that note, I think the viewers will be anxious to see what you've been doing inside your account. So, should we share
Yeah.
screen, please? Let's do the money shot and get that over with.
Okay.
Yeah, so
Okay. Hold on
guys,
a
I'm not going to
sec.
share absolute details about Lee's campaign because obviously we don't want people copying this. But I'd love you to take a look at his ClickBank account, what he's been doing. He's worked very hard. He's thought outside the box. He's not just gone on a spy tool, cloned a campaign, and gone with those angles. He's actually thought about it for himself, which is really important. Always use those spy tools, guys, as a source of inspiration only. That's really what they're there for. To get results like Lee's getting here, you've really got to think for yourself and you've got to come up with some unique creatives. And Lee's been really good with that. So I can see there, yeah. So $1,500 a day, $2,000 a day. And then on the 20th of June, looks like you had a 3K day there. So that is
Yeah,
absolutely,
that was the best day so far. Yeah, I didn't expect it to maintain like the following days. I think it was like a spike, but it's good
yeah,
that it hit that because that gives me confidence that I can do it again
definitely.
and get it even higher. And I don't try to look so much on the daily because it can
Yeah,
fluctuate so much, like you can see here, and obviously you're aware of that as well. But I think the
of
weekly is
course.
definitely the one to look
Definitely.
very clearly that the weekly is going up.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, because you started off at $370 for the week, didn't you? And now it's 13K.
Yeah,
Big
yeah,
difference there. Let's just touch upon the volatility for a second, because a lot of affiliates look at volatility as a negative thing, don't they? But the reality is, you need
mm,
that volatility to be there to enjoy these kind of outsized returns. It's the only way. You can't get something
yeah.
for 3K a day without there being some downside. And also, just day to day, you're going to get different fluctuations in the data because different people are looking at your ads, aren't they?
Yeah, you think that I've learned a lot of things over 15 years of doing this, but I think one of the most important ones is don't optimize based on one day of data. It
No.
needs to be, or especially not during the same day.
Yeah,
Unless you're dealing with very, very high ad spends, then yes, you probably need to do like
right.
optimizations within the same day as long as the data is up to date. But in this case, yeah, I don't really try to freak out too much that yesterday was 1400 and the day before was 2000. Today's already at 700. In the US, it's still
Nice.
early. It's around midday in the US. And this is mainly US traffic. I have some international in there outside of native, but
Mm,
it's like 90% US traffic. So
yeah.
I think there's quite a bit more that's going to come in today. So
Yeah.
confident about it.
But Lee, you've done amazing with this. So I'm really pleased for you. You deserve it. And I know that you're going to go on to have even great success. Um,
So I have to say, so it is all thanks to you because I
oh,
don't think if I'd have not had the one-on-one
yeah.
mentorship with you, like these calls that we've had so far, I think we've only had like 5 calls, I think, or 6 calls
Yeah.
maybe.
I think that's
But all of them have been like, very productive, all of them. And it's
yeah,
given me like confidence to go ahead and do stuff that I might not have been able to, or I didn't want to have done if I didn't speak to you first.
sure.
In regarding like what to launch and desktop and that kind of thing, and whether it's mobile or which sources. So yeah, that's definitely helped a lot. Like
Oh,
that is for sure.
appreciate it. So tell people a little bit more about your funnel because I think a lot of affiliates overcomplicate that. Most top affiliates are keeping things quite simple, as you've seen. You're earning super affiliate numbers now. So walk people through
Yeah.
what that looks like for you.
Yeah, so the funnel is obviously with the bridge page. It's not direct linking
No.
to the actual offer because first of all, I mean that's how I've been banned from certain networks in the past, like Facebook, because they don't like that. And secondly, I think it just makes more sense to be able to like warm up the audience beforehand. And this was in your course, and it was very easy to understand that the bridge page is necessary. And I think that and what you said about not trying to promote on the ad or the landing page the actual final offer, but
Mm,
trying to promote the actual VSL.
Yeah.
And the office that I'm running at the moment, they have a VSL, which obviously is great. I mean, it's like a 30-minute video sometimes, which is nuts.
Yeah.
But when they get to the payment page, the conversion rate is high. It's like 30 to 50% because they've
Exactly.
dedicated 40 minutes watching it. So when you said that the best way to do it is to focus on selling the VSL rather than the final product,
Yeah.
I think that was really, really interesting. And that's why I started to see the CTR go up on the landing page. In
Mm.
some cases, they're like 80%.
Oh wow.
Usually it's
Okay.
like,
I didn't know that.
yeah,
Okay, that's been going
yeah,
up
on
since
one of the,
February last
yeah,
year. Yeah.
yeah, one of the traffic sources is actually averaging about 70, 80%. It hit 90% one day.
That's huge.
Other networks is like the same kind of offer. Other networks is like maybe 30, 35%. So it
Mm.
really does differ
Yeah.
depending on the traffic source.
Yeah.
But yeah, same design. So that's how it's working right now. So the ad has a lot of congruence with the landing
Mm.
page,
Yeah.
which you explained to me was really important. So if the image has to be relevant to the image that's on the page,
Yeah.
and then obviously with the actual offer. So that's how it's been run at the moment. I'm testing out videos on native ad networks as well as images.
Yeah.
I can't really say right now which is working better. They're kind of 50-50.
Yeah.
Some days it's video, some days it's images.
Cool.
But yeah, that's how it's really working right now, just with that bridge page. And I haven't got to the stage of like retargeting users that haven't clicked
No.
on the button, the call to action button. I think that's definitely a stage that I do want to do,
Yeah.
and maybe retarget them on places like Facebook.
Of course.
But yeah, I want to get around to that at some point. And
Yeah, we will. I think
yeah.
for us here, it's optimizing the campaign as best we can. Doing it
Mm,
whilst not being too aggressive with the scaling, just because we know it's a smaller audience, and then we
yeah.
can start to layer another offer on top, or we can do some retargeting as well. I think with the retargeting, it just depends how much volume we're doing, whether it's kind of worth our time or not.
Mm.
You could retarget with something else. You could retarget those users with like a lead magnet and build a list and go that way. So
That's one thing I do want to do at some point. I really
yeah,
do. Like everyone says the money's in the list, right? But every time I've tried to do it in the past,
yeah,
it's just the one problem I had in the past, honestly, was coming up with like a lead magnet to offer them. But nowadays with AI,
yeah.
you can actually get an ebook done like a PDF or on a report or checklist or whatever very quickly. And even AI can just set up the whole autoresponder for like 6 months. So I haven't got around to testing it, but I definitely do want to.
Yeah, I know we've had some really good in-depth conversations about AI in our coaching calls as well. Um,
Yeah, I mean, I use it all day,
yeah,
every day.
yeah, we won't lose track too much of that, but definitely an interesting talking point, and I think we both agree
Yeah.
media buys becoming more and more automated, and we'll continue to.
Yeah, we'll be replaced at some point, but up until that point, I think we just need to use the tools
Well, the
to
time
our
to make
advantage
money is
and
now. That's what I always say.
yeah,
Well, the best time to make money was 5 years ago. The next best time is now, and we need to focus
yeah,
on maximizing that as much as possible, both as affiliates and
100%.
entrepreneurs generally. We don't know if
Yeah.
agentic AI is going to be running the economy 5, 10 years from now. Like we don't know that. So
Yeah,
yeah,
we need to just take advantage of the tools that are out there. And
we
there's
do
so many tools out there.
so
You've
much.
mentioned them like as well, like the whole
Yeah,
Leonardo.ai, those
yeah,
kind of ones, and very good for ads.
100%.
I'm enjoying using that and just talking to it all the
Good.
time.
That's really good. So tell us a bit more about Spain, Lee, because what a lot of people don't know is that you moved out to Spain.
Yeah, I've been here a long time. So I feel like I'm more Spanish than English now.
Right,
I've
yeah.
been here so long. So I kind of grew up here when I came out here when I was 10 with
Mm,
my brother and my parents because they bought a bar out here back then. And I'm the only one who's actually here now. They left back to England a few years ago.
okay.
My brother went to England as well. So I'm the one left on the island.
Yeah,
But yeah, it's a nice place over here. I'm happy with it.
definitely. Yeah. I mean, interesting talking point again, because that's the thing with affiliate marketing. It allows you that flexibility. It gives you the
Yeah,
flexibility with the lifestyle, and it gives you the flexibility with the markets that you look at. Obviously, you can pivot in and out of a market instantly, can't you? If you
yeah.
have your own product, you're kind of stuck with that. But I think, there's lots of people running digital businesses all over the world now to
I
see.
mean, you see it a lot here. You
Yeah.
see it a lot here as well. Like in Spain, like there's a lot of like people that are just in cafes and stuff with their laptop, and you can even
Yeah.
see sometimes they're buying media. They're on Google Ads
Yeah.
or they have a
Definitely.
Shopify store.
Yeah.
Yeah, just more and more.
For sure. Any plans for the future, Lee? Bit of an open-ended
Uh,
question, but
yeah. Well, what like business wise, like
yeah.
with
What's
this?
what's the next step for you?
Well, obviously we want to make this like a very profitable
Yeah,
like income
of
in
course.
addition to what I'm doing.
Yeah,
I obviously still have work with clients, and that's my priority. But I do want to keep dedicating my free time to this to build it up as much as I can. I want to hit that platinum
ClickBank
ClickBank
Platinum.
award.
Yeah,
Yeah, I want to try and hit that this year, hopefully,
yeah,
because
you
that'll give me a
definitely.
boost of confidence as
Yeah,
well.
yeah, you definitely got that in you. They've got those all over the offices here. This
Yeah, I bet. You
that's
said
they've
just to
got
ask
here.
him to start to ask him to start etching out my name on it, and I'll ask him for
Yeah,
it soon.
yeah. It's
Yeah.
definitely possible. Yeah, I'd be surprised if you didn't do that.
Yeah, I hope so. And then like I really want to like build it up and make it like a real profitable business. And then like I said, I want to build out a list and
Yeah,
have my own sort of like user base, just in case anything happens to these ad networks. It's always good to have like that side of
definitely,
it as well. So
definitely.
that's really what I want to do. And yeah,
Fantastically. Well, it's been an absolute pleasure working with you so far. I know we've got loads of
you
coaching,
too.
so we've got.
Yeah, I look forward
Uh,
to them every time as well because
oh,
honestly,
that's
every
cool.
call
Me
we
too.
have is very productive. Like I do look forward to them every week. So we'll schedule another one for next week when you're back. Anyway.
Yeah, looking forward to it. All right, Lee. Well, thanks so much for doing this again, buddy, and I'll leave you to your money making.
No worries. Thank you very much. Enjoy the ClickBank headquarters.
Yeah, take care, buddy.
Talk to you soon. Bye bye.
So what an amazing story Lee has. He's unlocked some huge numbers over the last few weeks and is well on his way to ClickBank Platinum, which is always my goal for every single student I work with. Now, if you're wondering, how can I get started with native ads and experience some of those results that Lee's been having, you can apply for private coaching directly with me, just like Lee did, by going to revenuetactics.com/apply for mentorship. My coaching program is very hands-on. We're going to be personally working together over Zoom calls with screen sharing, where I'll literally be with you over the shoulder and we'll set all of your campaigns up together and work towards your goals. So as always, guys, thanks for watching. Lee, thank you as well for giving up your time, and I'll see you all in the next video.